Well, hello everyone. It's been a while. Oh boy. So, a lot of you know that I've been diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis. It has been a very rough journey for me, and I have not had much stamina or good days. Today I feel fabulous, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go make a YouTube video because I had something really cool happen today, and I keep telling everyone how I'm gonna restart my YouTube videos in June. I plan on doing a road trip and showing you how you can make money by doing YouTube and YouTube road trips and reselling. Right now I'm doing really well as reselling fabric. And I go on hunts all the time to find the fabric. And today I had the most amazing yard sale day. And I'm going to show you some of that. But what happened at one yard sale is a pretty cool story, and I'm going to tell you about that too. But I want to talk a little bit about what's going on with me so that you know, don't expect everything to be regular from me, because I'm not regular in many different ways. I have a lot of trouble with the stamina, and right now I was on some medicines. I was on a biological. I went off all my medicines last July because I was a crazy woman. I was extremely depressed, and I literally could not think straight. The brain fog was real. And I've been into grounding, so we'll be talking a lot about that during my summer adventure, and maybe even in a few days, because I only live 1.5 miles from the beach. So I'm trying to go to the beach more, because for some reason I was sleeping on a grounding mat for many months, and all of a sudden I wasn't feeling as good, and I tested my grounding mat, and turns out my outlet is no longer grounded. It was, but it's not now, and I need to get my landlord in here and have him look at it. But that involves straightening up my walk-in closet, which, you know, I can kind of tear apart real fast and don't put back together. One of my big problems in life. And anyway, so you can see my car. I look like I'm moving, but I am going to go through some of this stuff. But that's a little bit about me. So I plan on taking this really great adventure in late June to into August, because it's way too hot here in Florida to stay up here. And I want my adventure to be, well, right now it looks like it's going to be Florida to Virginia, Virginia to New York, New York to St. Louis, back to New York, and then up to Maine, and then back down. I may even take the auto train, but I'm going to do something different than nobody else does. I'm going to take it the cheap way. I'm not going to get a room. I'm going to sleep in the seat and see how that is, because I don't see anybody doing that. And I need to make money from YouTube to afford doing that. So if you would like to support my YouTube channel, because I am not monetized, and that is the reason for the big trip, to get monetized, because I want this to be my job. And I need to prepare myself for retirement at 67 years old. And there is a way you can support me now. It's called Buy Me a Coffee, and I will put up the QR code at the end of this video for you to do that, and I would appreciate any help. And there are amounts there, but you can write in your own amount. You don't have to go by those amounts. And so let me show you what I'm up to. I am heartbroken that I haven't sewn really since October, and I used to sew 12 hours a day. If you look, you can see my 20 years of work video. Go and watch that, and you'll see what I used to do. But now I want to go to something different. I don't know why, but I have it in my head. I want to do mosaics and maybe some of this broken china jewelry. So I'm collecting lots of cool china pieces at thrift stores and yard sales. And then I did something really crazy. I went to this sale on Thursday and I got a lot of really cool stuff, and they were saying, oh, well, Saturday we're going to have everything half price. So these wreaths are really nice, and I didn't pay very much at all for them. So I bought them, and I'm going to zhuzh them up for the market come fall. And I bought this, I bought some tins to actually put broken china into. So let's take a walk around my van. So here we go. I've got some upholstery fabrics I'm gonna put on my Facebook selling pages that I do for bag makers, and that's something I used to do. Everything's wrapped in here. When I buy china, I tell them don't wrap it because I'm gonna break it. And then there's some more fabric I got. I got some rugs. You'll see those when I show you my little sewing area. And oh, at the last minute, I bought this. It's hot stone. So when my arms are bothering me from my rheumatoid arthritis, I can just heat up some stones and rub them on me. And then I got a really fat curling iron, something I've always wanted. Oh, and I gotta show you my Betsy Johnson shoes, because that's how I roll. Here's some of the fabric. I'm also wanting to make a lot of Mackenzie Child dupes. So let me open the back now. And the story I'm going to tell you has something to do with this right here. The story I'm going to tell you has something to do with this right here. See, look at this. Really pretty. Here's some cool fabric I got. I got this beautiful side table. Can't really see it. Oh, wait. Here we go. I'm going to try to Mackenzie Childs this. And there's just tons of Christmas stuff in here. Everything was half price off of their already super, super inexpensive price. So let's go up front. Yeah, I used to love Lily Pulitzer. These are the kind of plates that I'm really looking for. Look at that. Can you imagine how beautiful some things are going to be that I can make out of this? I've also got a wonderful turtle design already. I don't know if I can show you what. This is some of the fabric. Big old bunch of upholstery fabric. And so I got this china right here. I don't even know what the brand is. And all of this for $15. And it has this really pretty teal-like color. Here we go. So I was thinking, oh my God, it's Misaka. Oh no, it's not. It's cheap. That's why I got it cheap. It was $15 for everything I got. Anyway, I'm thinking of a mosaic turtle with that. And I got really pretty beachy fabric. And then let me show you up front. These pillows are super expensive down feather. Got for practically nothing. And then I went to a yard sale and I bought this terracotta pot because I want to start mosaics. So this is what I got this today, yard selling. Really cool. Just tons of stuff. Got to find room for it now. But I'm going to go back in the house so I can tell you the story. Okay, so here's the story. I'm out thrifting this morning in the Space Coast of Florida, and I go to a community yard sale. I walk up to the community yard sale, and I'm looking around. He has things that interest me. He had a featherweight sewing machine in a cabinet for just $50. You don't know what it took for me not to buy that. I almost bought it, but I didn't. And then he had a trundle, and I'll have to show you my trundles right here. And that's one of my upcoming videos, is how to make this trundle. Oops, I gotta turn the camera around. Turn the trundle into, let me see if I can do this. No, I'm gonna turn the camera. Make this trundle into a sewing station. And there's my clapper. And let me tell you a real quick story about the clapper. So my maiden name is Jackson, and I was married to a guy named Clapper. And this clapper is made by Jackson Woodworks. I had to buy it. Anyway, so I'm at the yard sale, and I'm noticing that he has some Volts marching plates, and I start talking to him saying, you know, I was raised Army, served Air Force, married Navy, got married in a castle in Germany. And he said, oh, thank you for the service. Air Force is a good pick. I said, oh, you were Air Force? He goes, yes. And I said, what was your favorite duty station? And he said, all of them. I said, were you ever in Italy? He goes, San Vito. And I was like, oh my God, I was in San Vito. And he was like, what? And I said, what year? And he said, 81, 84. I said, oh my God, I was there 82, 84. And I said, what's your name? He said, Holby. I said, Captain Holby? I said, you were my boss. And I proceeded to remind him of all these things. And unfortunately, he has a memory issue, and he didn't remember. He only remembered one thing, a colonel of ours that everybody loved. And he was helping me become an Air Force flight attendant. And he spent a lot of money sending me up to Germany to do the decompression chamber, and just really, really trying to help me, got letters for me and everything. And then when it was time to put in the package, I said, sorry, I'm getting married. And he was so mad at me. But then I had to tell him, guess what? I became a flight attendant in JetBlue. And he's like, oh my gosh, that's our favorite airline. So anyway, we got to talk and everything. And I will insert a picture here of he and I that I took this morning. Hopefully. That's one thing my 4 sons said to me all the time. Mom, you got to learn editing. You got to play with the video edit. I'm like, I will. So anyway, I hope that your Saturday was great also. And I just feel so good today. I just had to come on here and make a video. As I like to say, craft on.